Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title, we are going to be creating these 5 character nail art designs. I am going to make it very easy and simple for beginners and people that are new to drawing on their nails. So let's jump right into it. I am starting off with my first nail. This one is going to have a base of this color called Wicked. It is a jelly color from NAILZBYDEV's new Halloween collection. It's really amazing. I went ahead and did 2 coats of that. I cure in between each layer. I'm going to try and make these little tutorials as easy as possible to explain. So I'm starting off first with Oogie Boogie. I am going ahead and I'm going to create a smile that just starts a little bit lower than halfway up the nail. And then I'm going to go ahead and just make the bottom smile line, and I'm going to make the little cheekbones. So Oogie Boogie's face has a really big wide smile, and it has a little space for the eyes, and then the top of his head is like a little sack. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know exactly what he is, but something like that. So I'm going ahead and just kind of mapping out where everything's going to go, because this is going to be like the base layer before you add all the details that are really going to bring your character together. So I actually just barely recently started getting into drawing on nails, like characters, and this is what I've learned is the easiest to do, is to start off with your basic shape, like the silhouette of what you're going to need. And I literally mean silhouette. Like, look at the character. If you're looking at an inspo picture on Pinterest or something, or a picture of the character, look at the exact silhouette and just draw the silhouette out on the nail. So that's what I did with Oogie Boogie, and then you're going to fill it all in. So because I did a purple base in the background, I knew for sure that neon green Oogie Boogie color was not going to show up so well, because of the purple. So I just went ahead and mapped everything out and then filled it in with white gel polish. This is a white gel polish from Amazon. And then I left the mouth part, like the actual mouth part, empty, because that's just going to be black, so it could just stay like that. I'm mixing together the color that I need. So I'm using this Macart liner gel, and then I'm using this neon yellow, electric yellow color from Nail Reserve LA, and I'm just trying to get a really bright neon green. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to mix that together, and then I'm going to just paint over the white. Because this is the base color, I need to do this first. Something I'll definitely recommend if you're a beginner is always make sure that you start off with the base color first. Don't start out with the details and try to paint the color of the character around it, because that's definitely going to give you trouble. I've done that in the past where I get too excited and I want to start painting the eyes and just the details, and then I think like, oh, I can paint the color of the skin or whatever around it, like it'll be fine. But no, you guys, it's going to be so much more difficult. So always paint your colors that are in the background first and start background to foreground. So like background, middle ground, foreground. I'm sorry if you guys hear a train in the background. I'm going to try to make sure I cut it out, like that I reduce the background noise as much as possible. But there's a train like not too far from where I live, so it's kind of loud. So I apologize in advance. But yeah, so I'm just going ahead and doing this, and then I'm going to be doing the bottom lip part, and I actually do end up adding more to the body after, because I didn't realize that I was just doing like a floating head, and I definitely wanted to make it a little more detailed. So yeah, we're starting off with the basics, and then you guys will see how I add detail, and I'm going to explain in depth like how I add detail to make it look more, like to make it stand out more. So now I'm grabbing my black gel polish. This is also from NAILZBYDEV. It is just the lights out gel polish, and it is a black. So I'm going ahead and just doing the mouth part now. I am creating these little like ridges. I don't know how to explain it, like scallops almost, or I don't know how to say it correctly, but you're gonna basically create little like waves on the part where the lip is going to be, because his mouth is stitched. You're gonna want to create these wave patterns, so like a normal wave on the top lip and then an upside down wave on the bottom lip, and just keep creating that wave pattern, because we're gonna put stitching there, so you want it to look like it's stitched together. It's just gonna give it that really nice look. For all my characters, I was just looking at an inspo picture of the actual character from the movie on Pinterest. So now I'm going to be doing the eyes. I am going like this. The eyes are always like the hardest part. I'm pretty sure you guys could probably agree. You have to have it so symmetrical sometimes, and it just really sucks. But the best thing with Oogie Boogie is that his eyes are not always so symmetrical. Like even in the movie, when he moves in different positions, different directions, one eye is bigger than the other, and it's just very whimsical and cinematic like that. I don't know how to explain it, but basically it's just never too perfect. So I was being kind of hard on myself trying to perfect it, but it doesn't need to be so perfect. So you're going to create the eyebrows, and you're going to kind of swoop the middle part upwards to give it that like angry kind of eyebrow look. If the eyebrows are just straight, that'll work too, but just giving it the tiny little swoop upwards, almost like a little Nike check, will really make his eyebrows look more animated. And then for his eyes are definitely a signature, very elongated almond. So you don't want to do Oogie Boogie's eyes round, like too round. They are definitely very almond shaped. So I'm going ahead and creating an almond, almost like a very long cat eye, like cat eye look. And then I'm going ahead and filling them just a full black. He doesn't have any pupils or anything, so it's just full black. That's what I love about this character. He's like one of my favorite villains, and he's like pretty simple to draw if you want to do it the simple way, and if you want to add more detail, he looks amazing with more detail as well. That's what I love about him. And then I actually realized that I had a little too much space between the eyes and the mouth, so I went ahead and filled in the mouth even more to make it a little bit bigger. I felt like the mouth was a little small. So that's the thing with like proportions, is like when you're kind of starting out, it's hard to get right on the first time. I am considering myself a beginner as well, because I've never painted characters so much like I have this past month. Honestly, this month I have been so excited to paint characters. I know I keep talking about it in like all my videos, but it is definitely a time where I feel so excited to paint characters, and I feel comfortable doing it, and I'm excited to show you guys how to get there as well, because I know not being able to paint characters or paint like a lot of hand painted art could be frustrating sometimes, especially like, well, at least for me, I don't know if you guys compare yourselves, but I would compare myself to other people that know how to do really nice hand painted art, and I would always want to do it, but I always felt like I just couldn't. So anyway, you guys, I outlined him in black. He has this little like hanging sack little head. I don't know how to explain it, almost like I don't know if he's a potato sack or what he is, but if you guys know, let me know in the comments. But I did just outline him, and then I am creating a little stitch right there on his head, so you can tell that it curves in right there, or else it'll just look so flat and round. So right here I was trying to figure out how big I wanted his head to actually be. If I wanted it to be smaller, I was just going to fill it in with black, but I felt like it was a pretty good size, so I just went ahead and outlined it as normal. So that's a thing. I kind of left my mistakes in to show you guys like parts where I'm doubting myself, and I think like, this doesn't look right, but then I go back and, you know, fix it, or do whatever I need to do. And then on this part where I told you guys we were creating those little wave patterns, I went ahead and made the lines on the tips of the waves bigger, like a little more long, so that it looks like the stitch is actually there. And then I created more tiny little stitches in between those lines that I had already created. So I hope that kind of explains it good. I'm really trying to explain this well for you guys, and I really want you guys to try to draw these characters. I wanted to get this video up before Halloween comes, so if you guys were interested in trying characters but you guys didn't know where to start, I could help you guys out. And yeah, so that's what I did there. I just created the stitching. And oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention is the brush I'm going to be using the entire video is the NAILZBYDEV 9mm brush. I know I'm talking a lot about her products in this video. She barely even knows I exist. Like, I'm not sponsored or anything like that. I'm not on her PR or anything. I just really love her products, and I really think that they do make such a difference. I mean, I started buying her products because I started watching her on TikTok live all the time, and she would use her products, and I would be like, man, like maybe the products could make a difference. So I bought her brushes, and this 9mm liner brush has been incredible. I have been using this liner brush to paint all my characters. I did this really cute Squidward Halloween set on my Instagram. I posted it on my Instagram, and that whole set was done with this brush. You can tell it's so dirty. All the characters I've been painting, I've been using this brush with it, and it works so good. Like, the key to using this type of brush is it's small and thin, but it's not like extremely thin. So I actually didn't cut this one either. I just left it as is. But you want to have little to no product on your brush, because if you have so much product on it, that's only going to be when you like want to fill something in. If you want to create really nice thin and even lines, you need to have like almost nothing on your brush. Like, it's going to look like you have nothing on your brush when you look at it, but try to make a line and you'll see that your line will come out way better. That's like the best advice I can give you as well when you're trying to draw characters or any type of stuff like this in general. Next, I'm going to grab that Flubber jelly color. It's like a green, and I'm grabbing a little bit of her black shading gel, NAILZBYDEV as well. And I'm going to be creating the shading for Oogie Boogie. So I went ahead and just mixed these two together to make a little bit of a darker green. It's going to look almost gray, kind of, but it's going to be green, and it's just going to be, it's going to work perfectly for the shading that I need to make for this set. So or for this nail, sorry. So I'm going ahead and just putting shading in random places. I honestly am not too particular with it. Like, I know shading is supposed to be like where the shading would be on the actual character in person, but I'm really more into the cartoony look, so I really like adding shading anywhere. I feel like it makes the character pop so much. So I went ahead and adding shading on top of his eyes, on top of his eyebrows, and definitely in between the stitching on his mouth, because I feel like that's like the main part where there would be shading, you know what I mean? So I'm just going ahead and adding shading in between there, and yeah, basically all over the place, like definitely underneath the eyes as well. You can see here I'm adding it underneath the eyes, and I don't know if I explained to you guys, but I did create more of that angry curve like little line in on his eyes as well to curve in to make him look a little more angry. So I went ahead and did that. I didn't want him to look so friendly. Like, I want this to be more of like a horror type of, you know, inspo or, you know, designs that I want to show you guys. And I also did decide to do the rest of his body right here, so I'm just doing what I can. I went ahead and did the white first and going back in with the green, as you can see here. I'm trying not to talk so fast, but you guys, I talk fast naturally. I know a lot of people complain about it, and it makes me feel kind of bad because I'm like, do I talk so fast? But I'm gonna try to slow down. But the thing is like, I have my videos sped up ×2 because I cannot slow them down anymore. And even sped up only ×2, I don't even have it sped up any more than that. I feel like I can't get everything that I want to say in, so I kind of like rush to try to talk. And that's why I'm talking so fast. So please bear with me. I think you guys are able to slow down the video through the YouTube app. I'm not sure, but I definitely am trying to talk a little slower if I can in this video. So yeah, what I did here is I created the bottom part of his lip. I created another little smile line underneath the one we originally had with the stitching part, because he has an actual like little lip that sticks out. So I did that, and then I created another line underneath that, just a little small one, to create his like double chin. And then I created some little stitching around his body as well, and then I put shading underneath his double chin as well. So that's all I did for this character, and it turned out absolutely incredible. And this is what it ended up looking like once I added the matte top coat. I used the NAILZBYDEV matte top coat. It is my favorite of all time. It makes the character pop so much, and it's just so beautiful. So yeah, now we're moving on to our next character, you guys. You see what I mean? Like, I'm trying to talk slow, but the video moves so fast. So I went ahead with this pink jelly, and now I'm going ahead and creating Scream. So this is one of the easiest characters to do. It is definitely the easiest one to learn. So you're going to create like an upside down U that's a regular U that's very long, and you're going to want to put a lot of product on your brush to fill it in while you're drawing it. So I don't with Scream, because he's a little easier, I don't generally create his silhouette and then cure it and then fill it in. I will like create his silhouette and fill it in all at once together, because he's just plain white. So I will just go in with the white and then fill it in all the way. You're going to create 2 little bubbles on each side for the cheekbones, and they're going to be kind of droopy because it's the cheekbones, but it's also where his eyes go. So I don't know how to explain it. It's not really cheekbones. I don't really know. You guys know he's a ghost or like a mask, so I don't really know how to explain it. But yeah, you're gonna do that, and then his head has like a little upside down U, but it's more of a bowl shape, so it's more not so elongated, just a little more rounded. And then now I'm going in with the black once the white is cured. So I cured the white, and I'm going in with some black gel polish, and I'm just going ahead and creating like the cape or the hood. It's just gonna go all the way around the face. So this is like the easiest part. You're basically just gonna retrace the whole face but create a hood at the same time. It's kind of self-explanatory, but you guys will see what I mean. So I'm kind of creating the hood down here. The hood kind of drapes down by the shoulders, so you want to create more of like a little bit of a square squoval, I guess you could say, shape. But because obviously the whole hood doesn't fit on the nail, you just do what you can. And I also did want to say something else. I am using extra long square tips, just regular XL square, and I'm using number 3s for them. And yeah, I felt like I was able to fit the characters very nicely on here. Of course, making characters like these is way easier on these nice long nails, but you could totally use the same exact techniques I'm teaching you on shorter nails. So I would recommend starting off with the long length if you don't like the super long nails. Start off by trying to paint a character on long length, and then once you feel like you're comfortable painting a few characters on that, then you can move down to medium length, and just like that. Just for me personally, that's the advice I would give, because painting on short little nails is so difficult. So now I created the little lines for the eyes. You just kind of curved, like I just curved little lines inwards. And now I'm making the big eyes. So I made sure that there's a lot of black gel polish on my brush, and I'm just creating these like almost jelly bean shapes, but they're not going to be short and stubby. They're going to be a little longer than regular jelly beans. I don't know how to explain it too well. And you're going to make sure that they're semi close together. They're not going to be far apart. If you make them super far apart, it's going to make Scream's face look super off. So make sure his eyes are a little close. You just want like a brush bristle's worth of space in between the eyes. And now I'm creating the mouth. It's going to be a very nice teardrop shaped mouth, but with the point being more rounded rather than pointy. Hopefully that makes sense. And it's going to be upside down. So that, and then for his nose, it's just a little heart that's upside down as well. Super simple, and you want to make sure his nose is perfectly like in the middle of the mouth and the eyes, not super close to the eyes and not super close down to the mouth. And then yeah, now I'm just kind of rounding out his head a little bit and making sure that it's the shape I wanted it to be. I decided to do him more off to the side, so he's kind of like at an angle instead of just straight on forward. So yeah, that's just what I decided to do. And he turned out so cute, but I felt like this eye was a little too round, so I'm trying to fix it. Like I said, I left my mistakes in just so you guys can see like what I was struggling with. And if like with this, in this case, because the black gel, like the eyes were already cured, I just went ahead and grabbed white gel and recarved around the eyes, almost like a concealer trick. Like if you do makeup, like concealer, I just like concealed around them and tried to make the shape like try to make the shape how I wanted it with the white gel instead of having to go back in with black gel again. Or yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but I decided to just create a quick little orange gel, and I put some little hearts just because I felt like I didn't want the background to be so plain. You could definitely do some blood drips or something like that. I don't know why I didn't do blood drips. Like, I don't know why I did a heart. But yeah, I did 3 little hearts, and I mattified it, and this is how it turned out. Super cute, super easy. I totally recommend you guys try this if you guys are having trouble with characters. And now, you guys, my next character. This is the one that gave me the most trouble, and this is actually the one I took the longest on. I think I took around 40 minutes for this character, and all the other ones took less. And in total, for every single character altogether, I took exactly on the dot 1 hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour and 30 minutes exactly on the dot. To make all these characters. So this one took the longest. So we're going to be painting Pennywise. I am starting off with the eye. It looks so freaking weird. Like, it's crazy how just adding details makes the character come to life. Like, look at this face. Like, does this not look like it's about to be like some weird like girl character, like cartoon character or something? Like, it looks so funny. But yeah, so I created this eye. It's gonna be like a bowl, an exact bowl shape, but you're gonna want to do like the pupil in the center, and then you're gonna create not the iris, I don't know what it's called, but like the pupil, and then like the color of his actual eye is like kind of yellowish. So I made like a yellow border around the pupil. You can barely see it on camera, but it's a yellow. And then I traced that around with another tiny little bowl shape so that you can see that it's separated from the white part of the eye. And then I added a tiny red line for like the bloodshot look in his eyes. But I had so much trouble with this eyeball. Like, I had to leave it and revisit it after I was done with more of the set, because I felt like it looked so off and so ugly. It was bothering me so bad. But when I get frustrated, and I totally recommend you guys do this as well, when I get frustrated on one certain little part of a character, I am the type that will tend to focus on it for so long. I will just sit there and keep drawing at it and erasing, drawing and erasing, drawing and erasing. I would have kept doing that on this eyeball and made myself more frustrated, and it would have probably took me longer if I kept doing that. So I decided to leave it and then move on to the rest of the face. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna move on to the nose because it was already annoying me. So I was like, I'm gonna move on to the nose. So here we are with the nose. I already created the bridge of the nose. Now we're creating the little nostril, but it doesn't need to be perfect because either way it's gonna be like bright red. So we're gonna just paint it red. Right up there at the bottom in a bit. But you can see here, like, I kept trying to go back to the eye because it kept bothering me. But yeah, you guys will see how it ended up in the end. So then that's when I got frustrated again, and I was like, actually, I'm just gonna draw the little red like paint that he has going up, like the line that he has going up his eye. So I did the line, and then the line goes all the way down and connects to the corners of his lips. So I did the line going down, and I tried to make it as proportionate as I could. I knew for sure that I had already drawn the nose where I wanted it. So I knew that the lips just needed a little bit of space underneath to look decent. Like, obviously I'm not a pro, you know. I'm not so good at the characters yet. I can't wait till I'm like super good, but I feel like I'm so proud of myself with what I did create. I'm definitely giving myself credit because I did do a good job. But I had never painted Pennywise before, so this was even more difficult for me. So as you can see, after I did the mouth, I cured it. I went ahead and revisited the eye. So I went ahead and redid the white part, like the white of the eye, and then redid the yellow, and then retraced like the layers. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it has the pupil, then the yellow, then the white, then the red. Like, I kind of go closer here so you guys can kind of see, but I don't know how to explain it, you guys. I'm not good at explaining eyeballs. It is honestly the hardest thing to draw. Like, I struggled with like the eyes on this character so bad. But thankfully I had a little trick for this character. We're only doing one eyeball, so thankfully that's like saved me, because I can't imagine if I had to do two, I would have like been so frustrated. I would have probably took like more than an hour just on this nail. So I am doing one eye, no, only just like half of his face. So I went ahead and traced the lips with some black gel, and then created the line for his smile kind of thing. Like, he's not really smiling, he's like talking, but like, you know, kind of like that smile part. And then now I'm filling in half of the mouth because we're only doing half. And then I created this kind of like dirty yellow color for his teeth, and he has those like really big teeth, so I just went ahead and definitely made sure I drew like a big tooth and then two little teeny tiny ones next to it. And then I'm going in with the black gel and kind of retracing over them to give them that more definition so that they stand out. So there we are, we're done with the teeth. Now I'm doing the face structure. So I wanted you to definitely be able to tell that his cheekbones are there. Something I will always say is make sure the cheekbones kind of hit where the corners of the mouth hits. I feel like that's where most cheekbones usually hit. I've noticed that with some other characters as well. I think I was doing Ursula, and her cheekbones were also where the corners of her mouth were at, even though her mouth was so big and wide and really close to her eyes. Her cheekbones were right there as well. So I noticed that with a lot of animated characters. I don't know if that goes for portraits. I don't think it does, but I'm not at portrait level yet, so yeah, I did that. And then I decided to do his hair, so I created that orange from earlier for the Scream Hearts. I just used that same orange. I didn't even go back and make another one, and I am just going ahead and making half of his head where his hair is going to be, and retracing it. I think he has like a pretty dominant widow's peak, so I went ahead and did that. And I did some black shading gel little lines to create definition in the hair. And now we're going to be doing one of the balloons that he's hiding behind. So I really wanted him to hide behind balloons. One, it helps me out because I don't have to do like his whole face. And two, I can like make the half that I did draw more detailed and more prominent. As you can see, I made the eye pretty big. If I would have had to fit another eye on this nail, it wouldn't have fit correctly. It would have looked weird. I would have had to make the eyes so much smaller, and it would have been a little bit harder. So always, like, you can always kind of I don't know the word for it. I can't think of it right now. But you can always kind of navigate around your drawings if you're having trouble drawing the entire character. Totally go in and draw a prop. Like if you're having trouble drawing half of Scream, maybe draw a knife next to his face or something like that. So I did the 2 balloons. That just helped me out. And I'm going ahead and tracing them over with this black gel again, and the reds that I used are from Nail Reserve LA. All the reds in this set, and this on like this whole set, when I say set I mean like all 5 nails, so all the reds I used are from Nail Reserve. It is BFF and then speeding ticket. And now I'm grabbing this color from NAILZBYDEV. It's called To Die For. It is so gorgeous. It is a beautiful red glitter. This is also from her new Halloween collection, I think. And I'm going ahead and just painting the balloons with this glitter. I was like, why not make it a little bit glam? It wouldn't be me if I didn't do this. So I went ahead and made the balloons glittery. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's nails. It doesn't need to be so specific. That's what I love about it. So I just went ahead and did that. I filled in the 2 balloons, and now I'm going in and fixing his facial features a little bit by adding some shading gel. So yeah, shading gel again from NAILZBYDEV. I am just creating shading in all of his face. I am definitely adding some shading to the bottoms of his eyes. It's just really going to bring it together. And then adding shading where he's hiding behind the balloons. This definitely brought it together. Like adding shading right here made all the difference. It makes it look so cool, like if he's actually hiding behind the balloons. So I need to get my hands on her other shading gel. I think she has a brown one, and then she also has a highlight gel, which is like a white highlight for like highlights, which I would have loved to use for these balloons, but I don't have that gel. So yeah, I also went ahead with the shading gel underneath his mouth because he has pretty big lips, and then you know, just adding more shading on the sides of his face, and then filling the rest of his hair in that is showing. And then he does have this like collar on his costume or whatever he wears, and I'm just creating this little ruffle effect by just drawing random lines going downwards at an angle, and it does not need to be perfect. I'm just doing random lines, and then I'm going in with the shading gel to create some definition in the collar so that it doesn't look so black and white. It looks like it has a little bit of gray in there. And then randomly grabbed some of that To Die For glitter and spread it all around his collar. Fun fact, I've actually never even seen this movie, so I have no idea if there's actually blood in the movie. I don't know why I always thought it was a kid's movie, but I'm pretty sure he's a horror villain, right? I think he is. So I don't know. I put a little bit of blood on his collar. So yeah, that's what I did. And with some white gel polish, I went ahead and did highlight on the balloons so that you can definitely tell they're balloons instead of them just being like red balls like right there. So I added the little balloon effect with the line and the dot, and then I went ahead and mattified him, and he turned out amazing. From, like I said, for my first time, I feel like it turned out pretty good. So yeah, that's finally, we're done with Pennywise. I was like so over it. I wanted to be done with that. So now we're going to be doing Sam from Trick or Treat. I have actually never seen this movie either. I just felt like for this video I really wanted to do some characters that aren't so popular, like Pennywise and this character Sam. You don't really see so many people doing tutorials for it, so I really wanted to do something different. And I saw this video on TikTok saying that this Trick or Treat movie was actually like is one of the top 10 Halloween movies, I think, or something like that, like for Halloween season. So yeah, let me stop rambling. I went ahead and grabbed this color called Scarecrow from Madame Glam, and I used that as the background, and then I mixed that with the green random color that from Oogie Boogie that I already had on my desk, and I put a little bit of black gel polish and a little bit of white gel polish, and I made a new brown, kind of like a tan color. I like just using the gels that I have on hand. I am really into color theory and like mixing colors together, so I just went ahead and did that, and I created his head. His head is not going to be perfect. You can definitely make ridges and bumps in his head. It's going to look good in the end anyway, because he is also the same material I think that Oogie Boogie is made out of. I'm not really sure. Of course, Oogie Boogie is animated, and I think this movie is more like realistic, but I think that like that potato sack material. So I went ahead and did that, and now we're creating like the bottom collar part. So it's like tied around his neck, and this part is just like cut like in really rigid triangles, so you're just going to create random lines. And I traced the whole thing in black already just to have it done. And now we're going to be creating the eyes. So for Sam, you want to make sure that the eyes are pretty separated apart. You don't want them close together. You want them separated on like opposite sides of his head. And then you're gonna make the circles. They are buttons, so I didn't make them too perfect. Honestly, I didn't worry about it too much because it still looks good. But yeah, I wasn't struggling too bad with this one. And then he also has this like line in the middle that's like the seam of the potato sack. Hopefully you guys understand what I mean, but it's like the seam, like I don't know. But it looks like that. And then we're gonna add the details, so the details are definitely going to bring it together. If I just left it like this, you'll be able to tell what it is, but you won't like I don't know, it won't stand out, you know what I mean? I am all about the details. Like the details make the set, and that's why I made this video, so that you guys can kind of get an idea on how you guys can add details to your characters to make it really stand out and make it like better. And then we are creating a bunch of like stitches and a smile line across the whole face. And this is just like the creepy smile that he has in the stitching. And then to create like that more potato sack type of feel, I am going in with barely any product on my brush. It is the black gel polish, but it's like barely anything. Like my brush feels like it has nothing on it, like actually has nothing on it, because we want these very, very, very thin, very transparent lines. You could even use the shading gel for this. And I'm gonna create a bunch of like hay type lines, like random lines like this, like super rigid, and then like I don't know how to explain to you guys, like a bunch of horizontal lines all together, and then go over them with a bunch of vertical lines to create like this haystack type of look. There is a word for this, but I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, so you're just gonna create it, and it's gonna make it look like it has more texture. And then I went ahead with the brown, like a darker brown, and we're gonna do the same thing to add more color. So I felt like his color looked a little flat, or not a darker brown, a lighter brown. I felt like his color looked a little flat, so I went ahead and did the same thing with a lighter brown as well, just to add some light onto the like haystack material or potato sack material. So yeah, I'm just going ahead and drawing those lines again. It's just like almost like making stitching lines, but way thinner, and a lot of them all in a bundle together. And then I'm doing the X's that are in the button eyes. So yeah, just little X's that are curved. And yeah, you guys, he's already coming together. He's very simple. I just don't know how to explain it too well. So yeah, I'm just like trying my best. And then I felt like the mouth got a little lost in those lines that we created for the texture. So I went ahead and went back over the mouth with the black gel again to redo the X's so that they look better. And then I went ahead with Bloodbath from NAILZBYDEV. It is like a true blood color. It looks like insane in person. And I'm writing Trick or Treat in the background. I'm just writing it so messily and so like not perfect. The whole word isn't even there, but I just wanted there to be a little bit of a background that you can kind of look at when you look at the nail. And I'm making it super messy, and it's just super transparent, but I just know that it's there, so it just looks better to me. And yeah, now we're going to be creating his outfit. I was going to use the original orange that I had, but I felt like it was way too similar to the background color. So I created my own orange by mixing my neon pink jelly from Scream with the neon yellow from Oogie Boogie. So I went ahead and mixed those together, and then it created this perfect orange that exactly what I needed, and it is going to be his outfit. So I'm going ahead and just filling in the bottom, making sure to trace around the lines that we created from the little like neck part. And then I'm grabbing white gel and creating yellow, and I'm going to make the patch. I think he has a patch on his clothing. I saw it very faintly in the cover of the movie on Pinterest, so yeah, I think he has a patch. So I went ahead and just created a little square patch on his shirt, and then we're going to make it look like it's stitched on there as well by tracing over it and creating a little stitching. And then because I wanted his outfit to look a little dirtier, I went ahead and added more of those little stitching lines all around the outfit in a light brown color. And then now, of course, we are going to mattify him, and he is done. It looks so good. I need to watch these movies because I've never even seen them, but I'm drawing the characters, which is funny. But now we are going to be creating one of the very popular characters, Jigsaw. So we're going to be making him. You're going to start off by drawing this symbol. It kind of looks like one of the zodiac signs, but it's just like a T, and it's going to be very thick because we're going to fill it in. So this is just going to be the T, and then you're going to create a line right here on the bottom, and it's going to make like an eye, but you're going to make sure some of the eye is like sticking out from the bottom, as you can see there. And then we're going to drag the color up because we're going to fill this all in. You're going to create his cheekbones. His cheekbones are absolutely huge, so I couldn't fit them so perfectly on the nail because I didn't have enough room, but I was honestly thinking about doing like the Pennywise thing with this one as well, where I only did like half of the face on the entire nail because I would have definitely been able to do his cheekbones better and everything like that. But I just wanted to do his whole face head on, so I just went ahead and did that instead. Now we're filling it in. It looks almost basically like an exact shape of like a skull, but more boxy, so more squared instead of rounded. And then I'm like going over his bottom mouth part again. He is like a doll, right? He's like, what is he called? He's like one of those dolls that talks. I'm not really sure what he is exactly, like a ventriloquist doll, but like a obviously super creepy and weird. But now we're creating the black lines for his cheekbones, and then they connect to his nose, like they connect all the way to his nostrils. So I went ahead and created two little lines for his nostrils, basically like two little commas. And then I'm doing his little nose part right here. It's basically like a half little piece of popcorn, like two little bubbles on the side and a little bubble going down. I don't know how to say it correctly, but yeah. And then I'm doing his nose, just two little lines going up, and now we're going to be doing his eyes. So his eyes are actually very almost like walnut shaped, but not like walnut that when it's like open, like a walnut when it's whole. Yeah, so I don't know how to explain it, but basically like bowls but more rounded. Not super round eyes where they're circles. They're definitely more of a cat eye, but a very rounded cat eye. So not like Oogie Boogie, not like Pennywise, a little more deep. So yeah, I did the deep eyes, and then we're doing the eyebrow part. So I was kind of struggling to make him look angry because he has to look angry, of course. But I was trying my best. I did the eyebrow part right here, like where I flick it upwards, kind of like I did with Oogie Boogie, but his eyebrows are more like they're like connected. So like he doesn't even have eyebrows. It's just like eyes connected with like a little line. Something like that. And then I thought I wanted these lines there, but I ended up removing them later. You guys will see in a second. But yeah, so this is kind of like the base of his face, and then his mouth is very easy to do. So for his mouth, we're going to create these lips. So they just go, his nose goes slightly over his top lip. So you're going to make it look like that. And then his bottom lip is just like this. Very creepy, very simple, which is easy. So yeah, I just did that. And then for his mouth, we're creating this like doll, or yeah, ventriloquist doll type of look. But he has more of like a little butt chin, I think. Is that what it's called? I don't know what they're called, you guys, but like that. And then we're going to be doing the sides of his cheeks, and it goes in like this. So basically 3 rectangles all together, but you can definitely see the lines to make it look like he's like a doll. So then now I'm going ahead and grabbing the white gel with my dotting tool. This is going to create the very nice big pupils that I need, or not pupils, but like the eyeballs. So I'm creating the eyeball but with this, and then I did it with white, and then I went over it with red again because the red would not show up so well if I did it directly on top of the black that I had down in the beginning. So I just did that over the white, and then with the same red gel I just went ahead and did the lips. And then yeah, so we're almost done here. He is very a little more simple to draw. This is definitely the hardest part about drawing him, is drawing these swirls on his cheeks. Getting them to be so symmetrical is literally almost impossible, especially if you're doing it so tiny. This wasn't even so tiny, and I was shaking so bad. I was like so scared that I was gonna mess up or something. Especially because I realized I started without even curing the eyes or the mouth. So if I would have had to go back and erase, it probably would have messed that up too. So I was really struggling. But it ended up looking cute in the end anyway. Not cute, you know. It ended up looking good. So yeah, I just did the little swirls on his cheeks, and they take up his entire cheek. So yeah, I made sure to do that. And the hardest part, I guess, is like making the swirl connect evenly without the gaps being so close together. That is like the hardest part. Next, I'm going ahead and creating the black pupil part in the middle of his eye, so it's just very right in the middle. Like, he has to be staring right at you. So yeah, you can see here he's like staring into your soul right now. So I did that, and then I went ahead and fixed over these lines because I did not like those lines there. But now he looks a little too friendly. Like, I don't know how to make the characters look so angry and like evil. It's so hard. Like, getting the eyes right is the most difficult part for me right now, and that's definitely what I want to work on, is like the eye work. Because the eyes are very hard. So now I'm just connecting the eyebrow and the eye, trying to make it look, like I said, more evil, giving him that creepy smile type of look instead of like a friendly smile type of look. And then I am grabbing some shading gel, and I created the chin little line in the middle, and then I'm going to create shading in between the swirls as well, so that they don't look so perfectly like white and red. Yeah, so I did that, put a little bit of shading in there, not too perfect, just a little bit, so that it doesn't look so perfect, I guess, even though it's not perfect. And then I went ahead and created one little line in the middle of his forehead, just to show that he has some facial expression, but I don't even know if he has a line. I added that on my own, so I don't know if he has a line in the middle of his forehead or not. And I don't remember if I go back and take it off. I can't remember, but yeah, so I'm doing that, and then I am going to go in and start fixing his eyes a little bit to make them closer together. His eyes are very close together in the eyebrows. So yeah, his eyebrows and nose have to be touching. And then now I'm doing his hair, and his hair is just black, short, kind of messy, which makes it very easy to draw. So I'm just drawing a regular black little bob, but way messier and not cute at all. So yeah, I'm doing that here. I'm actually so excited because I'm going to see the new Saw movie tomorrow, which is going to be actually today because you guys are seeing this video today. So yeah, I'm editing the day before, but I'm going to go see the Saw movie, and I'm excited because people were saying it's actually pretty good. I'm not super into horror. Like, I don't like demon type of stuff. Like, I am okay with gore and killing and things like that, but like the demon and like really creepy pop-ups type of stuff, that is what like really scares me. So I hope the movie doesn't have a lot of that in it. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see it. And it is mine and my boyfriend's 7th anniversary, so that's why we're going to see it, and we're gonna go out for the day. I can't believe I've been with him for 7 years. Like, that's crazy. Like, the time flies so fast. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little more about me, because I know we always talk about nails, but I kind of want to connect with you guys more, you know, just so you guys can get a little more about me. But yeah, I went in with the glitter color To Die For around Jigsaw because I really wanted to add glitter again. And yeah, you guys know I'm extra. So then I'm doing his bow, and this bow is so cute. It actually looks so much like a Hello Kitty bow. It looks like exactly like a Hello Kitty bow, actually. But it's just a regular bow, and then we're outlining in black, creating the middle, and then the 2 little lines on the side to make it look like it's scrunched together. And yeah, this is his bow. And then I'm going to do the V under here for his undershirt, and then just literally painting the rest full black. I'm not even going to add detail to it because it looks good either way. And he's looking pretty good. Honestly, my first time drawing him, it's not too shabby. It's really, really good. And what's funny is I was actually him for Halloween last year, so I did my whole face like that. And then, yeah, so now I'm going ahead and painting the V white, and that's just because it's his undershirt. We're going to be adding a few more last minute details, so I'm adding some detail to his hair with just some white and black gel polish mixed together. I already have the black gel polish on my brush, so I just went in with some white and mixed it together to make kind of like a gray. And then I'm creating little lines just so that you can distinguish his hair from his outfit, so it doesn't look so like close together. And then, yeah, you guys, we're done. Now we are cleaning up. So I went ahead and cleaned up. I cleaned up with acetone on my table because my table is like like a rock, like it's like a marble, not marble obviously, it's like a granite. So I just went ahead and cleaned up with some acetone, and then now we went ahead and mattified him as well. I had to matte it, you guys. Like, mattifying your characters makes them stand out so much. I love glossy too, but I'm definitely a matte type of girl all the way. Here is the reveal. It looks so good. Another thing I wanted to say is, before you're done with your characters, I definitely recommend always like cleaning them off with a little bit of alcohol to get rid of any smudging that could occur, because matte top coat does tend to smudge. So yeah, definitely do that. I basically just get a lint-free wipe, get a little bit of alcohol on it, and wipe my characters lightly before I go in with my final top coat. So yeah, this is what he ended up looking like, and this is the finished result, you guys. This is my final video of all the characters together. I'm so proud of them. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I explained everything very thoroughly and very easy for you guys to understand. I love teaching you guys new things, and I can't wait to paint more characters for you guys. I really want to do like other characters for Christmas, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something new. If you did and you liked this video, please, please, please don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!